making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. Yo, what's going on? Right now you watching Casino is the name. We back. So I tried to do this stream earlier, just a little while ago, and there was no audio. I got a bunch of you guys hit me up saying that you guys couldn't hear me. So I'm back. We have fixed the audio, and this video is about men not looking for a wife. That's what this video is about. I was doing a whole soliloquy about how I even came upon this topic, right? And so, you know, we back. We finna get it back right, you know? Let me see if I can trying to refine. See, okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get the live stream so that I can send it back to certain people. Yo, what's good? All pros on here. What's good, brother? Now, I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by no audio, I was saying that typically most men are not looking for a wife. Like, they don't initially, the introduction into like the first date, the first couple dates, it's not because they're looking for a wife. They're not. It's just, it's unfortunate to say it in this way, but it's not like how women are. And so I was having a conversation with a family member. She told me not to say her name. She threatened me, you know. And so I told her I wasn't going to say her name, but I said I'm going to talk about this topic. Because she was saying, you know how most guys is, you know, looking for a wife. They wouldn't typically want a certain kind of woman as, you know, whatever. Like, they're not out here looking for that particular kind of woman for a wife. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think they're actually, like, guys are actually out here looking for wives in general. Like, they're not, the average guy is not looking for his wife. Now, his wife might, you know, he might end up married or whatever, but he didn't enter that situation looking for his quote unquote wife. He might have found a female and was like, yo, she's pretty, she's smart, she's attractive. I like her. I like her. So let's go on a date, you know? And on the date, he's like, yo, what's like, you know, like, I'm feeling you. And then if they meet up in the middle where she feeling him or whatever like that, and, you know, then let's keep dating. Let's keep trying this thing. Let's see what it goes. But it's not like he's like, yo, I'm out here selecting my wife who's going to bear my children. That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's doing. Hopefully through his process and that happens, then he's happy with what he's happy with, you know, like that's good. But women actually will go into deciding whether to accept to go on a date with a guy or even just being on the date. There are women who are like, I date intentionally. I am looking for my husband. If I'm not going to marry you, there's no point in me going on a date with you. So are you ready to get married? Okay, cool, because if you're not, I'm not interested. And even dating. And even getting to know somebody. They're not interested. They're not interested. And so, you know, that's kind of like a huge difference between us. Guys is like, yo, she fine. Guys is looking for love. Women are looking for a husband. It's a different thing. Dudes is looking for intimacy. Hey, she fine, like, oh, yeah, I'm on that. She pretty, oh, I'm on that. She like, could you be my husband? That's what she on. That's what she on. It's completely different. It's completely different from us. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Guys probably, like, guys want wifey material. You know, like, a guy don't want the woman to be promiscuous, easy. He don't want that. You know, he don't want that to represent him because he might say, you know what, I could be with her, or like, you know, this could be a thing. Me and her could be can be something. Maybe we can get there. Like maybe we can, you know, because that's where relationships go to, right? That's like the ultimate relationship. I guess it's traditionally ended in marriage, right? Like it ends up in marriage, but the guy's not necessarily selecting the woman based off of whether or not he could marry her. It's not. So when you see a lot of these guys with whatever kind of females or whatever, and I guess women are looking at that, because I'm a guy, so I know how guys is seeing the world. They with some project chick, or they with some, you know, some girl who got bad credit, not because he's looking for the perfect selection to bear his children and to be his wife. It's just he likes her. It's really that simple. He's not out here trying to, you know, sketching out his plans for, you know, who's gonna be raising his children from the first date. That's not typically where a guy is. He's just like, hey, I'm vibing. And that's how it kind of is. And of course, there are women out there who are not like automatically looking for their husband. You know, not from the first date, not from the first, you know, some of them, you know, a lot of them are just out here vibing too. But there's definitely a lot more women who I have heard say, you know, I'm dating intentionally, looking for my husband. And then at the same time, there are some females out there who are like, look, I don't want to be in a serious relationship with a guy at all. I don't want to marry you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And the guy might be hurt. Oh my God, when these guys get told that the chick don't really want him for real, like she just want to have a good time. She like I just saw on social media, a female said, please don't try to take me serious in a relationship. I'm not going to be the one for you. What else she said? She said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So keep it at that. And so there's some guy out there who's going to be hurt by that. But there's plenty of guys who approach women with the same kind of mentality, or, you know, whatever. But most of the time, though, it's guys who are just looking for a good time, and there's a female out there, typically, or most females is looking for to settle down. They want to be with somebody serious. Not all of them. I ain't gonna say most. I don't even want to say most, but just a lot more females are looking for and selecting somebody based off of where they are in as far as like in how they can see themselves with somebody in a relationship. Does he have his stuff together? Does he have this? Does he have that? How much money he make? What's his education? You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, they care way more about that stuff. Guys don't care so much about that. They don't. Now, there are some guys, who do care about that, but it's way different. It's way different. So that's why I said, guys, it's not out here looking for a wife. They're not here looking for a wife. They are not at the club looking for a wife. They not. They just not. But it's girls at the club looking for a husband. Guys is not asking you to go on a date because you're going to be his wife. But it's women who will only accept the date if you're going to be her husband. You know? So, hold on. Okay. So, but yeah. So it's guys who is just out here trying to you attractive. And I hate to say this, right? I don't know how many women watching this. I don't know what women watching this, but I hate to say this because it's like the thing that guys know, right? Guys know this, but women think it's something different. And at the same time, on vice versa, right? Like a guy is approaching a female and he's like, yo, what's up? Like, you know, you bad. Like me and you, let's link up. Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. And she like, are you trying to get married? And you're like, man, what? Like, you're at the club twerking. Like, what makes you think that I automatically want to marry you? Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to get to know you. And she's like, look, are you trying to get married? Because if not, don't be wasting my time asking me. And for a guy, that might be too fast. That might be too much in your face. You might say, oh, whoa, baby. Jeez. This is a lot. Maybe I need to let you just go do your thing, because you at my face like this right now, I don't know what to say to this. Like, I thought you had a nice sundress on. I don't know. Like, you kind of look like a good time to me. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. And she's like, okay, well, cool. Well, enjoy your night. And to him, he's like, yo, this chick is crazy. This chick is crazy. This chick is crazy. To the guy who's like that, the chick is crazy. And on the flip side, the chick is like, look, I might twerk, but I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to be loyal. I'm ready to start a family. Why would a guy even approach a woman like me? I have a career. I'm educated. Why would you even approach me if you're not planning to use me as a wife? Because he's not planning to use you as a wife, at least not in that moment. In that moment, he's want to use you for some other things. In that moment. Now, things change, they turn around, whatever. But in that moment, he is not planning to do that. So there's a huge difference between how we see the world and how we think. Matter of fact, let me see. Gotta see what's in this. All right, so, guys, I'm just curious. Have you ever just been trying to get to know a female and she want to be too serious, too fast for you? She want to be serious right now. Because, a lot of women say, oh, guys move too slow. They give guys ultimatums. We've been dating for however long. We need to get married tomorrow. You better ask me to marry you. All right. McClaren Consulting, LLC says, when the pastor said, let him use you, he wasn't talking about Buddy in the club. He wasn't talking about Buddy in the club. How you know he wasn't talking about Buddy in the club? He might have been talking, the Lord work in mysterious ways. Who are we to know how the Lord wants him to use you? He might be your testimony. He might prepare you for what your real thing is. Or he could be the love of your life. Your partner in crime. That could be the one. Show me a guy who think that his wife ain't never twerked on somebody else before. Show me a guy who's currently in a relationship or married, and he thinks his woman has never twerked on somebody else. She needs to know what she don't want to have so she'll know what she got. You feel me? Okay, All Pro says, especially in the country I'm from, U.S. is way better. That's what I'm talking about. All Pro? Yeah. That's right. The Lord working in mysterious ways. You never know. You never know what's happening. You never know. You never know how the Lord wants you to, he put us in each other's lives for a reason, have a conversation. You ain't gotta, I ain't saying you gotta just automatic. He ain't say, yo, I'm trying to, he might say that. He might say, I'm trying to smash the night. He might. I ain't saying he ain't gonna say it, but that's not where he's like, look, let me just get to know you. Like, let's just get to know each other. That's it. Let's just get to know each other. Let's go sit and talk. She's like, not unless you plan on putting a ring on my finger this year. I'm ready to get married. That's where I'm at. That's where she is. That's where she is. And then when they get in a relationship, because he may not be opposed to it, right? Like everything that's in society tells him he needs to get married at some point. So it's not like he's not thinking that he would never get married, right? More than likely, he probably would. More than likely, he probably would. So it's not that he wouldn't. So when he meets her and she says, hey, you know, when they have that conversation on that first date, she's bringing up marriage. She says, so how do you feel about marriage? How do you feel about kids? And I understand the world is different now. A lot of people not really trying to get married. A lot of people not trying to have kids. And some people want kids and some people want to get married. And maybe you need to iron those things out. But she asked him the first date and he says, you know what? I mean, at some point I'm probably going to get married. So yeah, that's cool. And then y'all start dating. And then year after year go past. And baby after baby goes past, you're on your fourth kid with him, and y'all still ain't married. Now you like, look, I'm going to leave you if you don't marry me. Is that logical? I just want to know, is that logical? Is something else wrong with our relationship? Right? Like, let's say, is something else wrong with the relationship? But you're willing to leave him, and you got 4 kids with him, 2 kids. Let's say 2. Let's say you got 1 kid with him. You got 1 kid with him. But you're like, I'll leave you if you don't marry me because marriage is that important. There's nothing else wrong in our relationship, but why don't you want to marry me? Seems logical, I guess, in her way. But is it logical? Is it really logical? I mean, I'm curious. I'd love to know how you see it, but is it really logical? All Pro says, can a woman make you a millionaire? Yes. But only if you were a billionaire. Oh my God. Yo, what? What? Yo, that blew my mind just then. What? Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Can a woman make you a millionaire? Yes. But only if you was a billionaire. Jeez, the poetry in that. The poetry in that. Wow. Okay. I like that. I don't know how I'm going to use that, but I got to use that in got to use that in life. That's crazy. But yeah, so like, does it make sense that a woman would break up with a guy because he's not married her fast enough? And see, the crazy thing is society would say, yeah, of course. Why isn't he marrying her? Maybe he's not ready. Maybe he doesn't think it makes sense right now. All Pro says, LOL, saw that a while back. That's crazy. Yeah, it really happens like that. Yeah. It really happens like that. You know? So the mentality of all of this is crazy. Like, does it make sense for for a woman to leave a guy who she has a kid with because she's ready to get married and he is not ready to get married yet? Does that mean we must end this relationship, that there's nothing else really wrong? Everything is fine. We live together, got a kid together, whatever. And I'm ready to get married. Leave this guy for somebody else who's just ready to get married. I've seen a woman leave a man who she's like, he's amazing. He's amazing, does everything. Takes care of my kid that's not even his kid. We have a kid. She say he good looking. Say he ain't slacking in the bedroom. He work hard, stay out of trouble, got no criminal history. But she's ready to get married, man. She's ready to get married and he ain't trying to marry. He chilling. So she married a dude who had just got out of prison after doing 5 years because he was like, babe, I'll marry you the day I get out of there. I'll marry you the next day. As soon as they release me, I'm marrying you. I'm coming straight to you. We get married. How dare he not marry you? Crazy. It happened. I seen it. She left the guy with a guy who had just got out of prison. Yeah, and they struggled. They might still be struggling, I don't know. But they struggled for a while, for sure. I mean, it happens, right? But, you know, what do you do? What do you do about it? There's nothing to do about it. It is what it is. You know? So, I don't know. Does it make sense? That's what I want to know. Okay. Give me 1 second. Anyway, yeah, so men are not actually out here looking for a wife. Like I'm just saying initially. They're not saying that it ain't some guys. Now, of course, there's some guys who like, I'm looking for a wife right now. I don't want to talk to nobody who I ain't gonna marry. It is some. It is some. It's not a lot. It's almost none. It's almost none. It's almost not in the black community. It's almost none. Not first introduction to you, I'm trying to get married. No, it's not. It's not like that. So, yeah. Hold on. But yeah, so it's just highly unlikely, you know? But are there a gang of women who absolutely would not want to deal with you unless it's for that? Yeah. But I think that we just need to understand that there's a difference between us, you know? I think that women need to know that guys don't see the world the way they see it. And guys need to know that they don't see the world the way the women see it. Because y'all both get to looking at each other crazy, trying to figure out why you see the world like that. How could you leave me and we got a kid together and we got a beautiful home together and I work hard, I don't cheat, I'm here for you. We have a great relationship. We take vacations. Your family loves my family loves your family, not everybody, but, right? Like, what's the problem? I don't want to get married. I just don't know if I'm ready for that. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like, can we just enjoy our time? 5 years go past, she like, nah, I need that. I need that. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. One day you might just come home and she ain't there. You don't even know what's wrong. As a matter of fact, she might start acting funny because she wants marriage and you don't. She might start giving you attitude for like the most basic stuff, you know, and you may not understand what that is even about. But because you don't know what that's about, while she giving you attitude randomly for the most ridiculous things, you may say, I don't know if I want to marry her. I thought I wanted to marry her, but she started acting crazy. But the reason she might be acting crazy is because she want to get married. But then you have to start thinking, do I want to be connected to somebody who will start doing stuff like that for almost no reason to you? right? And it may just cause a bigger wedge between you. It's crazy. All Pro said, oh no, McClary Consulting says, I've heard that a man moves slow with a woman, she's really not the one. May not always be true, but there's definitely truth to it. Okay. And I will say to that, could be some truth to it. I ain't gonna say it ain't no truth to it. Could be some truth to it. But it could also just be like, the guy ain't thinking about doing it. Like this. I know some guys who are absolutely with the one and they ain't did nothing about it. Who absolutely with the one that he know it ain't nobody else for him. He don't want nobody else. But he don't want to do that. You know? But then we put all these myths, right? Well, she must not be the one. Like that, she might be the one. What if she is the one? But now we're putting this pressure on this guy. Right? When it may not be what he into. All Pro says, what age are these women? 30 plus? These young ones want to party and not settle down until after a decade of partying, LOL. That a large portion of the youth are definitely not focused on getting married. I think it was my son's generation. When I look last, and it's probably like that for every, the younger and younger a generation is, but it was like his generation is the least likely to get married and the least likely to be in a monogamous relationship. They're going to be in a lot of poly relationships in his generation. Not saying that it ain't a lot in my generation, but definitely they're way more open-minded to that. So McClare Consulting says, starting to think we are in a generation that rebuffs all tradition, including gender roles and marriage. Okay. All right. McClare Consulting. All Pro is here with me. All right. So let's have this discussion. Let's have this discussion. All right. I didn't want to go here. But let's talk about tradition. Let's talk about tradition, right? Is it wrong if we change tradition? Is it wrong? Like, is it wrong if we change tradition to make things better? Like, what if us not getting married is better for us? Has anybody thought about that? I just curious. Have you guys thought about it? Like, just if we change a tradition and it makes us better after we make the change, and you guys are probably gonna be like, oh no, this generation can't be better because look at what's going on social media. That's not what I mean. I mean financially, I mean happy-wise, I mean a lot of those things. If we make a change that benefits us financially, or are you going to say, oh, well, that's still not better for the soul? Maybe it is. Maybe for some people it is. Maybe not for everybody. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, is it wrong if we change tradition? I ain't gonna lie. That's what the entire goal of my channel is, to change tradition, is to challenge tradition. I want to challenge tradition. I don't know if tradition or a lot of things in tradition still work for today. Right? Like, I don't know if things still work because tradition is tradition, I don't know if it still works for today's time. There's a lot of things that are just different. There's a lot of things that are it's just different. We got technology differences. We got the ability to travel differently. We got the ability to live differently. Like, traditionally, like, how far back do we say tradition? What is tradition? I grew up in a household where, most of the people I grew up around, we came from single parent households. Are we not the new tradition of America? I ain't saying that's better or worse. It's probably worse, right? But what is tradition? Is a two-parent household traditional? I don't know if that's traditional for my real life, for my family members. And, I heard that the whole, they say, oh, the grandparents did things this way. Not my family. My family, my grandparents married multiple times, both sides. What is the difference? What is tradition? Right? Hold on, here we go. Okay. McClare Consulting says, starting to think we are, I already read that one. She said, McClare Consulting says, and most likely to be enslaved and strung out on fentanyl. That's messed up. That's crazy. And then McClare Consulting says, no, not wrong. So why do we hold so strong to tradition if it's, let's say everything is going to be flawed. There's nothing going to be perfect, right? If a guy tells a woman he won't get married and she said, why? This is a conversation I heard. I heard this. I heard these people had this conversation. And the guy was, telling, what I guess they was in passing or whatever, having this conversation. It was very spirited conversation. This is very interesting to watch. And he told her he didn't believe or he didn't want to get married. And not that he didn't believe in it, but he didn't want to get married. And she said, why? He said, well, I did, but I don't want to do it no more. Like, I don't never want to do that. And she said she was going to pray for him. And she feels bad for him for not believing in love. I don't think he said that. Did he say he didn't believe in love? He didn't say he didn't believe in love. He said, no, wait, I do believe in love. It's just like, I just don't want to get married. Hold on. So he said he ain't believe. He said he didn't want to get married. He didn't say he didn't believe in love. She automatically take it that he done gave up on love. Love and marriage ain't the same thing. And I don't know what his reasons were, but we could dive into different reasons, right? We could definitely dive into different reasons, but that's going to be dependent on the person. Whatever your desire is your desire. I don't mind people wanting to get married. I don't mind people not wanting to get married. I don't look at it either way. Hold on. Claire Consultant says, financial consideration are only a part of the story. Okay, let's have a conversation about the story. What? And are you saying it's only a part of the conversation on the positive side or the negative side? And All Pro says, I still believe in long-term monogamy, just don't want to combine finances. Also, one girl wanted to get married just because she could no longer be on her parents' health insurance. That's crazy. You know what's crazy is that actually makes sense to me. Right? Marriage is a legal binding situation, right? So if you were getting married because you want to build a health insurance because you're sick or something like that, it actually makes logical sense. Like, if there's no other alternatives or the other alternatives are too hard. I know 2 women who got married who were not, who didn't like women. They got married because the other one needed health insurance. And it helped save the other woman's life. So in a way, I kind of understand that. Like, if you're not getting married to me for a business purpose, why can't you just love each other? Why you can't just love each other? That's my opinion, of course. I ain't trying to sway nobody's opinion, but marriage is business. And then I ask people, I've asked, would you go into business with the person that you're in a relationship with? And I know, I'm a business person, so I know a lot of business women, a lot of business men who are in relationships with, respectfully, airheads. They're in they're in relationships with airheads. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They just airheads. I don't know. They not the brightest, okay? Especially when it comes to business. but the other person makes a lot of money. They don't need them for that. They love them. They just love them. Ain't nothing wrong with loving airheads. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You can love an airhead. It's perfectly fine. All right? Perfectly fine to love an airhead. There's nothing wrong with that. But if I ask that business person, would you go into business with your airhead? Okay, I didn't really mean to say it like that. But would you go in business with the person you're in a relationship with that's an airhead? You know, you love this person. They happy with their cubes that they try to put into spaces and stuff like that. They're happy with their conversation goes as far as love and hip hop. You know? While we may be having conversations about the law of diminishing marginal utility and processing rockets in aerospace, they're having conversations about Stevie J. And they go really passionate about Stevie J. Okay? But this is as far as, but they're not with them because of that. They just love them. Right? So I say, hey, would you go into business with your significant other? They like, hell no, I would never. Are you serious? Do you see them over there watching Love and Hip Hop like that? Of course not. I would never. Like, well, you know you married them, right? And they're like, yeah, but well, you just went into every part of every business aspect of your life, they are now 50-50 partnering. Right? You buy somebody a Rolex, you bought yourself 50% of a Rolex. You go buy a house, you just bought them 50% of a house. Go buy a car, you just bought them 50% of a car. All of these assets can be split up, but most people would never go into business with their airhead. You know, would you go into business with an airhead? That's what I want to know. Okay. All Pro says, I wouldn't even doing things like trying to remodel the kitchen was pulling teeth. Can't imagine running a real business with my GF. Jeez. 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 Yeah, so I don't know. So yeah. So would you think that most people would do that? No, but that's what they're doing in marriage. You see, All Pro says he said just trying to remodel something was like pulling teeth, right? He would never try to run a real business where you got employees and you got responsibilities and you need everybody to pull their weight and this person could make decisions. Oh my God. Oh my God. Going into business with an airhead and they could make decisions? And we're dealing with government contracts. We're dealing with trucking things, hauling, load boards. Oh my God. And you cannot make the decision by yourself, but this is what you're doing. You're going into business, you're putting them on a bank account, so whatever you're doing, like you're doing all sorts of things. They get to make real life decisions on your behalf. You get in a car accident, the other person making a decision on whether or not you should live or die, should you keep the truck, could you keep the car, you know? Do you want to do that? Even if they're smart, right? Let's say even if they're smart. Some people don't want to be in business with smart people. You know? Somebody really knows what they can do to you. It's almost better to be in business with an airhead. Hold on. Yeah. So, what you think? I don't know. I only wanted to come on here and say, hey, guys and women, men and women, we're not seeing the world the same. Guys is not out here. You got you sitting over there with your homegirls smoking your hookah, looking good. He's not looking at you like, I think that's my wife right there. He's not doing that. He's not. It sounds good. I know I know it sounds amazing. That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's doing. Right? But if at the end of the day, the goal, like I said, the goal of this channel is to inspire change. I want to challenge tradition. Because, we can say what we want to say about tradition. Everybody should get married. I ain't mad at nobody for feeling that way. But don't get mad if somebody say they don't think it's a good idea. Don't say you're going to pray for them. Right? Like, I mean, you can pray for everybody. Do what you do. But don't feel bad for them because that's their decision. Hey, should we have real conversations about this stuff? Some real conversations, I would love to do a panel where we have this and we lay it all out. We talk about the benefits of this and the benefits of that. For multiple topics. I would love to do that. I'd love to do that. Should you start a business? Should you work for somebody? What's easier? What's harder? To marry, to not marry. Monogamy, polygamy, or polyamory. Well, let's say monogamy. I was about to say polygamy, but monogamy or poly, right? What's better? People feel like it's wrong to do poly. Why? If they like being poly, let them be poly. Why is it wrong? I saw a person who was single criticize a polyamorous relationship, right? They said that relationship would never work. And I said, why? Why you feel like their relationship won't work? And they said, because it's not natural. I said, well, what's natural to you? I said, man and a woman is natural. Or just two people is natural. Man, woman, man, woman, whatever. Just two people is natural. Anything more than that is unnatural. And I said, but why you feel like the relationship would be better? And because they said, well, I just feel like the relationship would be stronger if it was just two people. Like you have a better chance of success. And I said, but why do you feel that way? Aren't you single? And they said, oh, yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I am, So they're criticizing somebody else's situation and they single. They've never, if you're single, right? If you're single and bar, let's say you haven't, let's say you don't, let's say unless somebody passed, like you was in a relationship with somebody who passed and you're a widower or, well, I don't know if it's called widower or widow, whatever. But let's say you was in a relationship and you're single today and you're not single because somebody passed. If you're single right now, I want everybody to understand this. I want everybody to hear this. If you're single right now, and unless somebody passed or something like that, you have never had a successful relationship. You never had a successful relationship. People consider successful relationships that ran for a long time. They don't realize that that's still just a long failure. It's just a long failure. It's just a long failure. It is what it is. You've never had a successful relationship. It's crazy. I know, I'm sorry. It's just true. Let me see what you guys are saying. All right, hold on. McClary Consultant said, I would go into business with someone I am in a relationship, hypothetically, but I am also Delulu. Oh my God. Not Delulu. Not Delulu. Not Delulu. Oh my God. I also would never date an airhead. You would never date an airhead. Now that's interesting. That's part of the difference between men and women. That's part of the difference between men and women. Men will date an airhead. They will. They will. It is what it is. If she bad enough, pretty enough, sweet enough, guys is really thinking like, she ain't gonna cheat on me. Because that don't mean she ain't loyal. You know? Like your dog. I don't mean this is a female or guy. I'm saying, I'm not comparing a human to a dog. Okay? My dog isn't smarter than me. But my dog loves me, is loyal to me. Moonlight, where you at? I don't know. Maybe she ain't loyal right now. I don't know. But she's somewhere around here. But my dog love me. Right? Ladies, you may have a man and he might be a dog for you. Like, he might be loyal to you. He ain't the brightest. He hard working. He do whatever. You love him. He's your pet. Not really. Okay, this sounds bad. This sounds terrible. It's not what I'm trying to say it like this. But the point that I'm trying to make is those things for guys, you know, she's loyal to me. She devoted to me. Men, a family member of mine was just talking about how devoted this one woman is to this other family member of ours. And we were like, he'd be crazy. Like if he messed this up, it's no hope for him. Because she is so down for him, it's crazy. Too down for him. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. But I digress. That's the kind of thing that guys are more into. Are you loyal to me? Are you going to be here for me? Are you going to be nurturing? Are you going to be warm? I don't want to date business. I don't want to date business. I don't want to be in a relationship that's business. Personally, like, you know, like my intimacy, I don't want that to be business. I don't want that to be business. Okay, hold on. Let me see what else. Mr. Brown said you should start a business before getting married. Maybe. Mr. Brown, I'm not sure what make you say that. But even starting a business before you get married doesn't mean that the business is protected from your marriage. You know? So starting a business doesn't protect you from starting a business before you get married doesn't protect the marriage. I mean, to protect the business from the marriage. You got to do, you know, you got to do your prenuptials, and at times you may have to do postnuptials. You know, it's a lot of stuff, you know? It's a lot of stuff. Marriage is very complex. Or divorce is very complex. Let's see. Okay. McClary Consulting says, I have a panel nominee for you. Who is it? I mean, I guess you can't tell me on here right now, but I'm definitely down to bring somebody on to have a panel about these things. McClary Consulting says, monogamy or poly? Just go on and pop Miley, child. Oh, my God. Look, are there benefits to monogamy? Yes. Right? There's benefits to monogamy. Are there benefits to poly? Yes. Yes. I can definitely see benefits to poly, and I can see benefits to monogamy. But whatever somebody decides is up to them. But tradition has told us monogamy. Well, like I said, tradition is, what do we consider tradition? I need somebody to get in the chat and tell me, how far back does tradition go? How far back do we consider tradition? Because my childhood and then my ancestors also, we're talking grandparents born in the early 1900s, their tradition was a lot like my tradition. Like, you know, like their tradition, like how their family construct, I mean, they might have had way more kids than we have today, but they were in broken homes and things like that too. Multiple relationships, multiple wives, you know, multiple husbands. Like, it happened. It happened, right? So what are we considering tradition? The fact that we keep doing the same thing over and over? What's considered, how far back do we go? Because if we say monogamy, monogamy isn't technically traditional for black people, especially. You go to Africa right now, there's villagers with multiple wives. And they got all kind of different kind of traditions that we don't have here. All sorts of different kind of traditions that we don't currently have here. But those are, if you're black and you say, oh, well, my folks come from Africa, we're not following their traditions. We're doing some new stuff. And they definitely ain't, some of them definitely ain't got more money than a lot of us over here. A lot of them definitely ain't got more money than some of us over here. But it got 8 goats and 12 wives. Like, it's crazy, okay? It's just different. It's just different. And nobody's just mad at him. You know, this guy selecting his 9th wife, and the new wife family is bringing the woman to him and asking him, will you please marry my daughter? You know? So how far back do we consider tradition? Is TV tradition, like what they put on TV for us to watch? Is that tradition? I want a panelist. I need some panelists up here. Okay. Ayo says, what are the benefits you see? For what? The benefits of what? Monogamy or poly? Which one? Huh? Which one are you asking about what the benefits are? Let me see. Is there any response to that question yet? Or you just want me to answer both? You want me to answer both? I can answer both. What's the benefits of monogamy? Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what's the benefits of monogamy? Oh, and what are we comparing it to? Are we comparing it to being single? Are we comparing it to being in a relationship, like, you know, being in a monogamous relationship? Or are we comparing it only to poly? You know? Because if you're saying just being the benefit of being in a relationship is you can possibly combine resources, you know? Y'all spend money together, y'all make money together, y'all, you know, because that's the same kind of thing that is a huge benefit of being poly, is multiple incomes into a single household definitely can go a lot further than 1 or 2 people, depending on how it's constructed, you know? Time, freedom. Being in a poly relationship, you may be like, well, somebody needs to be at the house while the cable people come in and 2 other people are out working, or, If you take a trip out of town, there's 3 people who can contribute. Well, at least maybe 2 people working. The third person is taking care of the household stuff or whatever like that. And you go out of town, it's 3, maybe 2 or 3 incomes to rent the same hotel room. It's a lot of different things, children, watching children. If you got little kids, then you have more help, than being by yourself, or being with one other person. It's a lot of different reasons and benefits of it all, So AO says both. So what are the benefits of monogamy? Right? Benefits of monogamy. It's kind of the same benefits as being in a poly relationship. Like, kind of some of the same things. You may just get, because I can't say you're going to have less jealousy. I don't know. There's plenty of guys who are in monogamous relationships and women who are in monogamous relationships who are hella jealous. So, but yeah, I feel like it's about the same. I feel like it's about the same across the board. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. I don't know. I definitely see some differences between them, Definitely can see some differences in between them, but maybe for monogamy, just feeling more important, maybe. Maybe you feel more, maybe one or 2 of the people who are in the relationships feel more important. Because I don't know if, you can say, maybe somebody does feel like it's more, I won't say devotion, but more, I won't say safe. I don't know what the term is. Because it's not safe, but more solidified, maybe, in the relationship, because it's just y'all 2. But I don't see why you couldn't feel the same way if it's 3 people. Let's see, I don't know. What do you guys think? But I definitely would say poly got a lot of benefits too. Less gifts to give. Less gifts to give. Okay. Well, maybe. Well, let's be creative here, right? So let's say you only want to give out 1 gift. So you do your little Christmas raffle. You get this person a gift, they get that person a gift, and that person gets you a gift. It's still the same amount of gifts for individual people. If that's important. If that's important, But what about the intimacy? Maybe the intimacy is better with monogamy. Then again, maybe it's a lot better with poly. Who knows? I don't know. What do you think? That's kind of going another direction. More love to go around, right? In poly. But if we're talking about a relationship from a beneficial standpoint, financially, stuff like that, even emotionally, having more than one person that might be able to help you through something, I think poly is stronger. I think poly could be stronger. I ain't gonna say is stronger. It could be stronger because some people are in relationships with people who are not emotional or lack empathy or aren't really supportive. And so being in a poly relationship, they have a greater chance because maybe you still got that one person who's not going to be supportive, but you could end up with second person who got your back, shouted, got your back. I'm so ready to have a panel about this. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know, man. Should we do a panel on this? Should we have a panel? Or should we do like a call-in kind of thing? Yeah. Should we do a panel or should do like a call in and we discuss maybe 4 topics? That'd be good. I kind of want to set that up for this weekend. Now, y'all gonna be in the streets this weekend. I gotta do it on a weekday. Only way to get y'all on this live. It's the only way to get y'all on the live. I gotta do it during the week, because on the weekends, with this weather we've been having, it got y'all going crazy. Y'all all the way outside. All the way. But I will say, I definitely appreciate y'all coming through tonight. This is impromptu. This is based off a conversation that I was having with a female family member who told me not to mention their name. And McClary Consulting, I do want to know who this panelist is that you would like for me to bring on here. Oh, you know who else I would love to have on here is, I don't want to say a name, but the other lawyer that you work with. It'd be great to have her on here. It'd be great to have her on here. But anyway, I'm about to jump up off of here. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you. Anyway, read what this say. All right. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is a Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we are out.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me,
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.